The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking around for a couple of hours with Tom and Steve, championing local businesses right here in your area. You can learn all about the history of some of these businesses, big and small, and of course civic organizations. We talk about that, and nonprofit organizations, things. We had Meals on Wheels that we started with, and all that. So I hope you had a good holiday weekend, and now we're
winter's
straight
here.
off to Halloween coming up. My goodness. It happened so fast. Hey, look, we're going to talk with Mark Berger right now. He's new to the show, and we hope to learn all about him. He's the executive director at Onondaga County Soil and Water, and then he's the program manager at the City of Syracuse Watershed Agricultural Program. How you doing there, Mark?
That's quite a title.
Very good, Tom. How are you?
Very good. Hey, what kind of educational background did you have for this job? Like, where'd you go to college?
So we started out at Paul Smith's College studying forestry, but then after graduating from there, I transferred to SUNY ESF and started taking a lot of soils classes and really enjoyed them. Growing up in the country on a small family farm, really felt the passion for agriculture and wanted to continue in that direction.
Gotcha.
You can't fish at SUNY SF. You can fish at Paul Smith College right off the rocks there. I'm just saying.
Yes,
I know someone that has.
So, what did you take? Like Dirt 101? Is that how they were labeled?
Yeah, classes exactly like that. Learning how soils are formed and their physical and chemical properties and what makes them suitable for growing crops or trees or whatever else we're interested in.
So, in the private or the public sector?
So they support both the private and the public sector with this training. I started out in the private sector, worked there 7.5 years, and then moved over to this public sector job.
Okay. Well, what kind of private people use those skills?
Farmers and things?
Farmers use it. Wetlands are a big thing. Using soils to help determine where the wetland limits are on a property. Soils are one of the best indicators.
Interesting.
Okay.
So you owned a farm here locally, or your family did?
My family has a small hobby farm in Western New York that I grew up on, and in the winter would work for the neighboring dairy farm.
Whereabouts?
Down in Cattaraugus County.
Cattaraugus.
Okay, that's a hike
I don't
from
know
here.
where that is.
Ski country down by Ellicottville, New York, about an hour south of Buffalo.
You don't even know that. I've never been down there.
So it's kind of go towards Letchworth State Park.
Oh, Letchworth. Okay,
Go that way.
Okay.
But by Hamburg, they actually, is it true that your sister wanted your middle name to be Ham? So you're Hamburger? I read that on the internet.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So our folks at Onondaga Grown are on Dave
Knapp
and those crowds. You interact with those people at all?
Oh, we sure do all the time. Dave is on our board at the Soil and Water Conservation District's been on the board for many years. We're part of Onondaga Grown. We'll have staff at 7 of the farms on Saturday, September 20th.
There we go. Okay.
We bleed and buy local and support our local producers.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. What's the Syracuse Watershed?
Yeah, well, I wanted to know. Yeah, explain your title, what you do, and all these things.
And it's only a short show, so go ahead. That's a lot to it.
So the Soil and Water District works with over 350 farmers across the county. We help the highway departments out. We help residents that have flooding and drainage problems or other questions that they need technical support on. But also the city of Syracuse, many people don't know that they've had a watershed agricultural program for 31 years. Helps the farmers keep the soil on the land, the nutrients in the soil, and the water clean, so we have fresh drinking water each and every day.
So is it true, I hear some people jabberwocking about the nutrients in the soil going away, and I don't get that. Is that true here locally? Like, is it from not fertilizing or using the wrong fertilizer? What does that mean?
We can deplete soils with the crops that we're planting. They can be very nutrient demanding crops.
Right.
But one of the things our farmers are very great at doing around here is using their locally produced organic manures to replenish the soil, and not only replenishing the nutrients, but replenishing or supporting the organisms that live in the soil. We often don't think about those key features, and so we have nature's greatest recycling system happening right here in our own food network.
As a fisherman, I always have thoughts and concerns about farms that are near the lake. So now they have chemicals and fertilizers and everything.
And
It rains, everything goes into the lake, and then the lake becomes,
Onondaga Lake.
Or really, actually, more. I'm thinking more Oneida Lake.
Oh, yeah,
with
right,
so
yeah.
much, and it's shallow and things. Do you address those things?
We work closely with the farmers. They're very good about putting buffers down. They're very good. Your farmers here are top shelf. Some are state Aldo Leopold Conservation Award winners. Some are National Dairy Sustainability Award winners. We work with the farmers to help them build their soil, the organic component of their soil, which is like the sponge component, to help absorb the rainwater and keep the nutrients replenished so that they can keep growing the crops that feed us 3 times a day.
Yeah. Let me ask you an important question. I have a new puppy, as well as an elderly dog.
I know where this is going.
Yeah. And I was just wondering, actually, when I was out walking her the other day, I was thinking this. Is dog poop good for the soil? No.
We don't want dog poop in the soil. It can have bacteria and such that
So it's
if we
not
were
the
to
good
ingest,
bacteria,
make us sick.
So it means I need to be picking it up, right?
deep conversations here on the local show.
That's a bunch of crap.
So what the watershed, what is the Ontario watershed? What is that?
So the watershed is where it drains to. So like, for instance, here we're sitting in the Onondaga Lake watershed. So when a drop of water falls on this area, this parking lot, this roof, it flows off into the Onondaga Lake watershed. And so the watershed is really the surface area of land that flows directly.
So does every lake have a watershed?
Every lake has a watershed.
So even Green Lake, which is this big, has a watershed. So
Yes.
so that's okay, because I'll see signs entering the watershed of something. I'm like, what does that even mean?
Right.
So around every lake is a watershed. What it means is the water that runs there when it rains, that is the watershed.
Yes.
Okay, so Lake Ontario is a pretty big watershed.
It's a tremendously huge watershed, like 26 counties, parts of 26 counties, land base feeds that watershed.
Canada.
Just in New York, plus Canada.
So you have to be careful what goes on around it, is what you're saying.
You do.
Okay.
And now with you, City of Syracuse Watershed Agricultural Program, what is that? Is that just what you're talking about, like, managing the farm's water, or?
Yeah, we help the farms do their best work every day with their conservation practices, and we also help get funding to put more conservation practices on the farms. We're one of the top counties in the state at attracting grant funding to help our farms be as progressive as possible.
Okay, real quick, Onondaga Lake, are you swimming, drinking the water? How's it going?
Onondaga Lake is, especially on the outlet where it flows into the Seneca River, is one of the cleanest spots on the lake. Oftentimes its water quality meets or exceeds that of Oneida Lake. So Onondaga Lake is making a full recovery.
Wow.
Well, awesome. So OCSWCD is the website, .org.
.org.
Okay, and we appreciate you joining us today, Mark.
Thank you for the opportunity.